So I hear that you got your lab results back today.
I did. And they weren't as good as I'd like them to be.
Okay, well, tell me about what about it is disturbing you.
My cholesterol was higher than it should be.
Okay, all right. So I hear that that concerns you a little bit.
It does.
Okay, all right. What about your cholesterol being high bothers you?
Well, I know that it's not healthy and I need to be lower it.
Okay. Um, do you mind if I ask you a few questions about your diet and exercise?
By all means, go.
Okay. Um, tell me a little bit about what your diet is like right now.
Well, I normally only eat maybe 2 meals a day, and often that is more along the fast food, quick and easy type of meals.
I hear that you might be a very busy person.
Yes, I tend to be busier than I'd like to be.
Okay. Has this always been the way that you have eaten?
Um, yes and no. There's times that I'm healthy, and more recently now that kids are out of the house and it's a more filled with work. It's more of the fast food stuff.
Sounds like there's been a lot of change in your life recently.
There has been a lot of change.
Okay. How has this affected your exercise levels?
I used to do exercise quite a bit, and I haven't for quite some time now.
Okay. What about that changed?
Um, I let work. I get more involved with work and getting stressed over the money and getting kids through college and whatnot. So it took precedent.
So I kind of hear that both diet and exercise used to be, dare say, I mean, a little bit of more priority than right now, but like work and kids and life has gotten a little bit in the way.
That would be a good synopsis. Yes.
Okay, well that happens to the best of us. But you're here today, and we're talking about it, so that's great. Um, if I ask you, how ready are you to change your current situation with your diet and exercise, but with a given a number between 1 and 10, what would you tell me?
Honestly, I'd probably say I was about an 8. I'm
Okay, that's great.
ready to do that now. Whether I have the motivation to do that, that's the missing two.
Well, eight's a pretty high number. That's great. What made you choose 8 rather than, say, a 4 or a 5?
Um, I know I need to change. My brother is going through health problems, and he's been one that's very much into exercise and still suffering it. And so I know the possibilities of health problems when not being healthy is escalated.
Sounds like family's really important to you,
Family is very important to me.
and there might be a little bit of a fear factor involved in there.
I would imagine there is fear in there.
Okay, that's understandable. Um, how ready are you to incorporate a change in your diet between 1 and 10 right now?
Probably it's in the about the 4, 4.5. I mean, I'm ready, but not ready.
Okay, all right. I hear a little ambivalence in there. That's normal. But you did say 4 or 5. Why didn't you say a 1, 2, or 3?
Because I know that I need to, and the cholesterol test shows that I need to, and it's a little bit on the top of the plate.
Okay, all right. So it sounds like even though it might not be the most fun thing to do, it sounds like you at least understand that it's important to you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. If we were going to use that same scale and I ask you, what do you think your level of success with change is going to be right now between 1 and 10? We asked your motivation before, and now how successful do you think that you might be in this?
I would probably put it around a 5, 50-50.
Okay, all right, well, good. That's not a 2 or a 3. So why didn't you say a 2 or a 3?
Because as of this moment, the motivation is there, and I see the importance of it.
Sounds like having an illness in your family has really made you think about your health.
It has. Reality does that.
Okay, all right. And how about for the exercise portion? How successful do you think that you might be at that change between 1 and a 10?
Immediately good. Later on, not so good. So probably about maybe a 3 or 4.
Okay, all right. It kind of sounds like, the initial excitement is motivating, but the longevity for a plan it might peter out a little bit for you.
It does. The pain of not doing it takes toll, and nobody likes pain.
Okay, all right. Well, would you be willing to continue this conversation and make an appointment and maybe think about developing a plan together on how we could do this?
I would like that, yes.
Okay. I think that what I'm hearing is that your cholesterol numbers maybe scared you a little bit and highlighted what you already knew that you wanted to change, which was your diet and exercise. Would that be a fair assessment?
I think that's a good assessment, yes.
Okay. But what would you say maybe your barriers to change would be right now?
Successful motivation and drive.
Okay. What has driven or motivated you in the past?
I'm a person that's driven by accolades and praise and trying to impress people. And
Have you ever were you involved in a group setting at all, or had a exercise partner in the past where you could measure success against?
yeah, I have.
Did you find that motivating for you?
Motivated is a tough word, but it would gave me the push to do it, yes.
Okay. What's your availability to have a similar situation where you're at now? Do you have a gym membership or a friend that you could exercise with?
I don't know anybody at here that is somebody I would be able to really just set up a regular routine with.
Sounds like work and life and style and all of this is kind of so busy it makes it hard to make those connections right now.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, it's a true assessment.
What, in your mind, would an alternative be that would get you motivated? What else could motivate you other than having a specific partner?
Setting up a specific routine that from this time to that time is dedicated, and I have a outline to follow and push through it.
That's great. It sounds like you really thrive under structure.
Under this specific circumstance, that's true.
Okay. All right. And as far as diet plans go, do you think that they could go hand in hand, or would you rather work on one at a time?
I get better results if they go hand in hand.
Okay. Well, that's great because I would agree that's oftentimes where people find the best success, and it sounds like you're really motivated to change, and you might just need that extra little nudge or information to get there, and I'd be happy to help you with that if you'd let me.
I would like help.
Okay. Could we possibly set up an appointment maybe say a week from now and specifically set that time to discuss some goals and maybe set out a plan for you?
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
All right. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.